guys, my name is Riley, and today I'm going to be talking about some evergreen trees that we have in stock here at Franz Whitty. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with this Stowe Arboretum lacebark pine. So this guy is a really cool tree because once they get a little bit more mature, they start to get exfoliating bark, which means that the color underneath is green and then it has overlays of white, which is really pretty. It kind of looks like a camouflage. This guy gets about 20 feet tall and 15 feet wide, and that's actually pretty small in light of the straight species with the lacebark pine. So this is a really pretty tall evergreen to have in your backyard. It keeps its this really nice green color all throughout the season. Plus you have that extra factor and extra attractive quality with the bark. So this is one of my personal favorite evergreens, and if you want to come see it, come check it out. This right here is our Tyler Blue Balsam Fir. As you can see, it has really nice blue-green foliage, especially this new growth, which is really cool. It's kind of comparable to a Colorado blue spruce color, but the really cool part about this tree is that it has upright cones on it, which are kind of like this purple, almost dusty blue-gray color, and they face upwards, so that's a really nice characteristic of firs that kind of set them apart from other evergreens. And this guy doesn't get nearly as big as a Colorado blue spruce. So Isley Nursery, that's where we got this tree from, says that this can get up to 25 feet tall and 15 to 20 feet wide. But because we're down in the Boise Treasure Valley area, we don't have the subalpine climate that this guy really prefers. So it slows down its growth rate. And it does require a little bit of afternoon shade just as protection from that really intense sun, because up in higher mountainous regions or in the alpine climates, it doesn't get nearly as hot as it does down here. So it will definitely appreciate a cooler area within the summer months. One thing to keep in mind about this tree is that because it does like those mountainous regions, those areas are covered with organic matter, lots of decomposing needles and leaves, a really nice rich soil. So if you put this in your yard, you might have to consider doing some soil amending, and typically soils up there stay moist for longer periods of time. Boise soil is very clay and very heavy, so if you put water on it, you got to make sure that it has time to kind of soak in and also dry out just a little bit. If you have the proper conditions, it likes moist but well-drained soil, so just keep that in mind. You don't want to drown this tree and you don't want to hurt it. But it is a really beautiful specimen, especially if you want to put it in your yard. As a standalone plant, it'll definitely draw the eye. So this is a beautiful, beautiful tree. This guy right here is the Ruby Tears Colorado Blue Spruce. This is a dwarf cultivar, and as you can see, it has a really nice round habit, and it has these nice ruby red cones on it, which is where it gets its name, Ruby Tears. This specific cultivar keeps the color in the cones for up to 2 months, so you get that really nice contrast with the red and the blue for quite a while within the landscape. And this guy grows really slowly. It puts on about 2 inches of growth, 2 to 3 inches of growth a year. And by the time it's at its mature height, it's about 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. So if you want a nice evergreen shrub that has a different color contrast to it, we definitely recommend this specimen. This specimen right here is our green penguin Scotch pine. So as you can see, it has a really nice, dense, uniform pyramidal habit, and it only gets about 6 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide. So it stays in this really nice, compact form for you. So it's great for small gardens, smaller backyards, or anywhere that you need a smaller tree to kind of fill in a space. This is really nice for that, especially because of how deep green the color is on it. As you can see, it has really nice short new growth needles, and then surrounding it has the really long needles, so it adds a nice variety. It has a nice variety of texture within one plant, which is also a really cool distinguishing characteristic. So if you need a small tree, this guy is the way to go. I would recommend this over a dwarf Alberta spruce because it's not a spider mite magnet. So if you're looking for something small, compact, dense, and super green, this guy is the one for you. This tree right here is the white horse hybrid pine. It's a cross between an eastern white pine and a Himalayan white pine. So it has these really nice, soft, long needles, which kind of have a silvery blue and green hue to them, which has a really nice color contrast. And then you can also see the cones right now. They have kind of that oxidized copper color, which is a really cool characteristic for a pine tree. This only gets about 6 feet tall, and the width kind of depends on the form because these are a little bit more irregular. So if you're not a fan of that really uniform upright shape, this is a really nice contrast to that. It has a more organic form, so if you really like naturalized trees and naturalized specimens, this is a really nice option for that. And it also stays fairly small, so it won't take over an entire backyard or any other area. So this is definitely one of my favorite kinds of white pines, and it does prefer full sun. So if you have an area for that, this tree will be a perfect fit.